a medical emergency. At tonight's Vienna City Council meeting, a resolution involving the Vienna Recreation and Improvement Association, also known as the VRIA, was proposed and voted down. Meteorologist Kurt Greenfield has your forecast, and Ryan Wilson joins us in sports. WTAP News at 11 starts now.
Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 11.
Lisa Marie Presley, the singer and daughter of Elvis Presley, has died at 54. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Lisa Marie Presley is dead at 54. Her mother, Priscilla Presley, says in a statement Thursday that the only child of Elvis Presley died after being rushed to the hospital earlier that day. A spokesperson for Los Angeles County's fire department says paramedics were dispatched to a Calabasas home Thursday morning following a report of a woman in full cardiac arrest. Property records indicate that the 54-year-old Lisa Marie Presley was a resident at that address. Presley was at the Golden Globes earlier this week as the movie about her father was up for awards. Turning to the weather now, meteorologist Kurt Greenfield joins us with the first look at your forecast. Kurt?
Well, it's been a wet and soggy day as we've had showers and thunderstorms and hail this morning, but since then, we've just had some showers since 8 o'clock, nothing too serious. The Highmark West Virginia Skycam says we're at 43 degrees, 36 degrees for the wind chill. Winds out of the west-northwest at 13 miles per hour with gusts up to 20, and the relative humidity is 87%. Last report for the pressure was 29.60 and rising once more. When we take a look at the winter weather advisory, it's everything in purple for 1 to 3 inches of snow starting from 4 a.m. this morning until 7 a.m. on Saturday. As you can see, that's in the mountains of West Virginia. In the lowland areas that are not shaded, potentially less than 1 inch of snow expected. So when we take a look at tonight's evening planner, we expect by midnight 39 degrees and to settle down through the 30s. We'll get just about to freezing before we start our rush hour, and in some of the rural areas we will be at freezing or below. So we'll start to collect some of those snowflakes as we get into the morning. I'll be back in a few minutes with the rest of the forecast. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. At tonight's Vienna City Council meeting, a resolution involving the Vienna Recreation and Improvement Association, also known as the VRIA, was proposed and voted down. Our Laura Bowen has the details.
Councilmember Kim Williams was the sponsor of the resolution. It would suspend the VRIA's administration of youth sports programs until the VRIA proved to council that it has the capacity to run all sports adequately. For some background, the park board voted to let the VRIA take over all sports last month.
In August of 2021, this was proposed that VRIA take over all the sports programs, and at that time VRIA responded back and said they didn't have the capacity to do that. I don't know that much has changed with their capacity.
Williams confirmed with WTAP that the resolution would put a halt to all youth sports. She voiced concerns over the VRIA not presenting a plan to the park board or council.
It seems like just to have a plan presented is a very simple thing.
Williams told WTAP that the resolution was in response to fears baseball community members voiced over the impact of the soccer and baseball fields resolution on the softball and baseball program. That resolution replaces 3 Jackson Park ball fields with youth soccer fields. Williams' resolution was met with passionate pushback.
I was absolutely insulted that we would be, as a council, looking at such a resolution where you want to throw everything out the door with no plan in place and something that is working extremely well.
City Council member Melissa Elam, who is also a part of the VRIA, called the resolution reckless.
The city doesn't have the capacity to run those things. There's no solution for the city. I mean, the city doesn't have a plan to run those things in the absence of Vienna Rec.
Elam vouched for the VRIA's capacity, saying that they are now prepared to take over all sports.
Just because they only have a small number of people on the board does not mean that those are the only people working on it. The soccer commissioners have people that are working underneath them. They have a team of people that work with them.
Councilmember Chris Mancuso, while not comfortable with suspending the VRIA's administration of sports, suggested that the VRIA present a plan to council. Laura Bowen, WTAP News, Vienna.
Also at tonight's City Council meeting, Elam presented a plan in response to concerns over the baseball and soccer fields resolution. It would move 2 of the 3 replaced baseball fields across the street from their original location. We'll have more details about the debate over the VRIA in our online article at WTAP.com. Belpre City Council met in a special session tonight to end its EMS contract with Belpre Volunteer Fire Department, Inc. The mayor says Belpre Volunteer Fire Department, Inc. is a different entity than the Belpre Volunteer Fire Department. He said the reason was a breach of contract, but he could not go into any more detail. The mayor says the city is going to hire Belpre volunteer firefighters as city employees in the meantime to help. The mayor says this could be how they do things going forward, or they may put the contract out to bid again. Other departments and agencies will also step in to help. The mayor wants to make it clear this will not affect anyone's ability to get help during an emergency.
We're doing everything in our power to make sure that the citizens of the city still have coverage. We have mutual aid. We've set it up with 3 different entities to answer the call should they come in, and we are working diligently to make sure that everybody's covered.
The mayor says the contract will end at 11:59 p.m. tonight. The Wood County Commission met this morning to talk about hazard mitigation. The commission passed a resolution to adopt an updated Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Commission President Blair Couch emphasized the importance of a hazard mitigation plan. He said the plan was long overdue for an update and needed to account for new regulations instated by FEMA.
We just want to make sure we have contacts for when something bad happens so that we can reach out quickly. You know, if you don't plan for a disaster, then you have a disaster. And that's what this will do for us.
Couch said the plan provides crucial information for coordinating hazard response, whether the hazards be natural, technological, or man-made. The search for Gretchen Fleming hit the 1-month mark today. The timeline begins with Gretchen going to the Front Row Sports Bar and Grill in Parkersburg on the night of December 3rd. Parkersburg Police Chief Matt Board says that she was with someone who is not considered a person of interest. Board says that she would leave later in the night with a separate person who was also not considered a person of interest before going to the My Way Lounge. She showed up there without her purse or phone. Gretchen would eventually leave the My Way Lounge with the person of interest, who WTAP has confirmed is Preston Pierce, formerly known as Daryl Lott. Parkersburg police say Pierce gave a statement that he gave Gretchen a ride. However, Board says that Pierce has provided inconsistent statements of what happened that night. December 12th is when Gretchen's family filed the missing persons report. Chief Board says he cannot share a lot of information at this time because it would jeopardize the case.
I just want to reassure the community that the Parkersburg Police Department is dedicated to helping Gretchen and helping Gretchen's family. And because we are not releasing some aspects of information that some people would like does not mean we don't have information. It does not mean that we're not actively and aggressively pursuing the case. But while looking for Gretchen, we also have to protect the integrity of the investigation in and of itself. So it's not that we're not trying to be transparent. It's we're doing everything we can to help Gretchen and her family while simultaneously maintaining that integrity.
Chief Board says that he is appreciative of the community's tips. He says this case is the police department's top priority. Still ahead, child advocates say West Virginia. I am also wishing for the beach.
I think we all are at some point. Some want to go skiing this weekend, and this is the weekend to do it.
That sounds nice. Thank you, Kirk. Still ahead, the Changed Plate restaurant at Memorial Health System's Belpre location wants to help people learn about eating healthy. That story is next at 11.